guys, it's Angelina, and welcome back to The Guide to Survive, a podcast about getting through middle school. This is where you can get all of your basic do's and don'ts, what you need to succeed, how to climb to the top, and the holy grail of study tips. Let's dive right into our first topic, the do's and the don'ts. Our first don't is don't write on your hands and arms. A lot of teachers will take that as you trying to cheat or you not paying attention, and they'll take it as a lot of disrespect, and you just don't want teachers to think that you're not a good student. Number 2, don't try to kiss up. Let your work speak for itself, and teachers will see that you're genuinely trying and you care, and they'll like you for that. And number 3, studying is absolutely terrible sometimes, but it helps long term if you get into doing it. And number 4, don't try to force friendships. Let it happen on its own. If you're a genuine person and you're confident, then people will gravitate towards you because that rubs off. Next, what you need to succeed. Being confident is so important. You being okay with who you are is the only thing that you need. Number 2, don't care about what anybody else thinks of you, because the only thing that matters is that you like you, and nobody else has to like you. It's very nice when people like you, but you don't need other people to know who you are. And number 3, make sure you have a solid schedule and balance both at school and at home. Make sure that you know where you're going and what you need and what you have due, and make sure that at home you also have a good schedule so that you're not all over the place, because if you are, that will fall into your school day and you are going to be very grumpy. Number 5, don't try to fit in, because fitting in is for people who need labels and have to be in a group to feel like they're significant or mean something, but you don't have to. It's okay to be alone or with your small group of friends. You don't have to be in a huge crowd. Not being in a crowd is one of the best things for you, especially when you're trying to focus. And how to study like a pro, the last thing I'm going to talk about. Number 1, note cards. One of my favorite things to do in school. Note cards are so helpful, and especially if you just have 1 or 2 sentences on each card, just a few facts, and make it really easy to read and just break it down for yourself. Make sure that you can color code, you can separate them on binder rings, or just clip them together, throw them in a bag, anything. One thing about note cards that I love is that anytime before a test or a quiz, I can just pull out my note cards and flip through them, just jog my memory, and it's just very helpful. Number 2 is taking very detailed notes. Even if you don't feel like there's details that you don't need, it's always good to just have them in case of, a bonus question, or just in the future, if someone asks you something and you think back, oh, I put that in my notes. And number 3, extra credit, one of my favorite things in school. I absolutely love extra credit. A lot of people don't, though, because they think that doing extra work just isn't worth it. But one thing I like about extra credit is that if I ever get a bad score on a quiz or a test or anything, I have my extra credit points so that my grade does not drop down to a C or a D, and I can stay in that A-B range. And number 6, asking for help is so important and very, very much needed, especially when you're in middle school, because if there's ever anything you don't understand that you feel everybody else is understanding, it is always okay to raise your hand and ask, even if you think people are going to judge you for it or call you stupid. And if you're embarrassed about asking a question in class, it's always okay to go up to a teacher before or after class just to clear anything up. And lastly, making it fun, having a study group or just doing your homework with one of your friends. It's important because keeping it fun and making it nice and enjoyable is going to just really impact how much you care about school, and it'll make a really good change on your effort if you make it something interesting and not like a chore. Sadly, that is all the advice and trade secrets that I have for you today. But remember, school is supposed to be hard, and it doesn't come with a handbook, so we have to figure it out on our own. So don't overthink it, just do it, and I will see you guys next week.